This launch scanner has some ECU coding. Let's take a look.
3, 2, 1.
So today we are going to review the Launch Pro V5. Is that for version 5? Or is it a Pro V? Or is it just a Pro 5? Let's open it up and take a look at what it actually says. There you go. Pro S V5. I love these little doors here. I shouldn't say little, these nice launch boxes are really handy to have. There's not a heck of a lot in this one. What we do have is our adapters. And you can see, yes, there's what it comes with. So there's our AC adapter right there. We got a USB to USB-C adapter there for charging. We have our OBD2 cable. And if you're not in North America, you got a few extra adapters there for your plug. Let's take a look at the scanner itself. Let's see how it looks coming out of the box. I love the way Launch packs them. Let's open it up and see how it looks. You can see there's a camera on the back and it's looking good. So we're gonna have to turn it on and we're going to have to make sure it's fully charged up because this is actually first time I'm taking it out of the box. And here is our Bluetooth here, which is going to connect right there. This is gonna plug in there and then that'll plug into the car. So it is Bluetooth. So on a diagonal, right here, we have about 8 inches. So it's fair size screen, and like all launch scanners, it's fairly thick at about 1.5 inches. Setup is really easy. You just have to look for this app icon. Once you push that button, it's gonna take you to a screen. You're gonna see the serial numbers right there, and you're going to click OK. It's gonna load, and it's going to start setting itself up. Where the actual password comes into play is, say you gotta sort of bond the VCI. This is called the VCI. So we're gonna activate it, and that's where we get our serial number and activation code off that piece of paper. We're gonna put that into there, and that's going to activate this. So you can see I've plugged it in, the lights are on, and it's just using the USB cord. That's all I'm using there. And then now I can put the information into the tablet. You can see here it's still downloading. It's actually doing it quite fast, which is impressive. I'm not waiting a long time for this. And then once it's all updated, you'll get a screen like this, and you can even double check it. So here's the main menu here, and one of the cool features is you can go into anything, for example, TPMS, and we can see here, we obviously don't have one hooked up, so it's not gonna work, but what we can do is we can click on here, vehicle coverage. So cancel here, let's go vehicle coverage. And there's our support and vehicle coverage. So we know exactly which vehicles it'll work for. Now, one of the things I like about the scanner is, as you can see, you can hold it any way and it will adjust itself. So let's try in the vehicle and let's see what we can do. So let's start at the bottom, I guess. Here's other modules. Let's click the other modules and see what it takes us to. So here, there's another menu right here. Everything pretty easy, you know, your Gmail, your browser, your calculator for recording. Let's go into the toolbox. You can see it's very expandable. There's your IMMO programmer, your current clamp, there's video scope, oscilloscope, bunch of stuff, multimeter. Obviously you need to purchase those if you want to use them for the scanner, but just to let you know, it is expandable. Here's all our service functions. So if I'll scroll through right here from the bottom and you can see them. It has a lot of service functions. Now, obviously they're not going to work on every single vehicle, but they are in here, so it shows you its capability and you know what it can do. It's actually quite a very, very powerful scanner. So let's head back to the main menu right here, and we're going to check out local diagnosis. So let's click on local diagnosis right here, and what it will do is it'll bring up all of the different vehicle manufacturers. Now on the top, you can see here we can put in a VIN if you want. We can enter a VIN manually, or we can do the camera scan. But I found what's easiest is just to go right into the intelligent diagnosis, where it's gonna connect right through the VCI, through the Bluetooth. It's gonna read the VIN automatically. It's going to decode it, and then it'll tell you what type of car you have and then what it can do. Now here I'm using it for the first time on this Honda, so you can see it's gotta actually update some software. So let's speed up the video just while it's doing this. Now this part of the video I didn't speed up, so this is actual time to show you how long it takes to read your vehicle. I didn't want to speed this up because some scanners work faster and some work slower, so I thought it would be, you know, this part I wanted to just leave at regular time. And you can see it actually didn't take long at all. Let's click on diagnosis and maybe we can find a health report that sort of just goes through everything. Now the one thing about these launch scanners, I have a few of them and I find there's different ways to do the exact same thing when you go through the menu. Here, this is a Canadian vehicle, so you can say I hit Canada. If you're in the US, obviously you're gonna hit US. And now we have another menu, so let's click on Health Report. Now, normally the health reports for most scanners do take a few minutes because the scanner has to go through absolutely every module that your car has. So I'm gonna speed up this part of the video, but it's important to show you what the health report will generate. And if you're wondering the elapsed time, it actually took about 2.5 minutes to do this. So it goes through the modules and it tells you that everything is normal. At least on my car today, everything's normal, so that's a good sign. Now you can go into any of the modules. You can see here's the general engine computer. I can click enter and I can go into it. The automatic transmission's right under it. ABS is under that. Then there's SRS and then there's a body control module and we can scan down further from there. So that's very interesting because you can go into any module you want. And once you go into the module, you can either read the live data, read your codes, clear codes, there's actuation tests. There's a number of things you can do. Here you see on the bottom, I pushed X431 Fix, which is a platform that can help you fix your vehicle where you can get different types of information. Now I haven't actually tried it myself. You can see here's the main sign-in screen. So I'm not a user of it. I don't know if anyone's actually used this. I mean, by all means, you can comment in the video and let me know if it's worth it or not. And I say this because sometimes I find there's some very, very highly technical people that watch my videos that probably know more than I know. So anyway, I do appreciate those comments. So if you're following, I went into the actuation tests into the car's computer. So this is the bidirectional capability. So let's check out the AC clutch. And I really turned up the sensitivity there, so hopefully you're able to hear it. I could hear it when I turned my computer right up. So not sure if you can hear it or not, but hey, I did my best. Now let's check out the radiator fan just because you should be able to hear this. So hopefully you're able to hear that. If not, I apologize. You know what, let's try going into the menu a different way. So here's quick access right here. And this is a little different from last time. So let's see what type of menu it will pull up for us. And we are Canadian vehicle. And here's the menu it brought up this time. So let's go into common functions. So you can see this is just common functions, oil service light, bunch of stuff here, you know, injector coding, adaptive gearbox, tire reset, gear learning. There's just a bunch of stuff here, airbag reset. Now, not all of it, again, will work on this vehicle. It just depends what this vehicle is capable of doing. I just went into the system selection, and by going into the system selection, what that does is it lets me go into the different modules. So you can see we have a regular module, there's our transmission module, there's our body train control module, there's air conditioning system. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that we can actually go into. So this is pretty cool if you know exactly where you're going then and which module you want to go into. Let's go into the body train or body electrical system. We always have fun in the body electrical module because there's usually always stuff in there. Some of the other modules don't really give you a lot of information, but I find the BCM does. So here's the main menu for the BCM. So let's go into the gauges and see what it gives us. Here is the main menu, and let's take a look around. Let's take a look at maybe special functions. Let's see what we got with special functions, and it'll give us another sub menu. There you can see there's some maintenance stuff. There's lift odometer lock. Let's click it and see what it does. I'm just curious, so we may as well. We're not overwriting information or anything like that. We just want to see. And it says the odometer unlock operation has been successful. So if we had to change the instrument cluster with the odometer, we could put a new one in and most likely write this information onto the new one. At least that's what I think. So let's get back to the main menu. Let's check out our actuation tests in the BCM. All right, and I'm hearing some beeping, so let's see exactly what is going on. It says self-diagnostic feature, and there you go. It's testing all of the lights and doing a full gauge sweep to make sure that our RPM indicator is working all right. So anyway, pretty neat, just one of the many things this scanner can do. Here's the door lock and unlock. Now in this menu, we can read what the BCM actually sees, so we can manually try out switches and see if the BCM is getting a reading from those switches. So for example, our hazard warning switch is off. You can see right there, it says off. Now let me go put the hazards on and it should say on. And this is important because it helps diagnosing switches fast. Here I'm in the live data for the engine control module, and it's got a number of readings. Most scanners just give you a ton of stuff. What I was impressed with was the graphing capabilities. For example, here's our short-term fuel trim, and you can see it graphs just fine. But what I really found interesting and I was impressed with was the fact that I could squeeze 8 onto the screen and still read them legibly. Now, full disclosure, I do have 8 on the screen, but some of them are switches. For example, at the bottom you can see AC switch. However, if you don't care about switches and all you want is data streams, you can only do 4, and there you can see I overlaid them right there. So if when it's coming to data streams, you can only do 4. You can put 8 graphs on there, but only 4 data streams. So the scanner's got a ton of information available. For example, if you want to see how much your passenger weighs, I can go into the passenger seat sensor. Here I'm pushing down with my hand, and you can see there's the weight change. So if you want to measure the weight of your passenger, it's actually quite easy to do so with this scanner. And if you're new to using scanners, you can go into System Scan right here, and it'll actually tell you what computers are in your car, and then you'll know exactly which ones you can access. So I sped up that part not to waste a lot of time in the video, but the end result, as you can see, there are the modules that this Honda is equipped with. So that's it. Those are the modules, and then I can go into each module and test things. So pretty easy to use and can just give you an abundance of information. Now, one of the things I did want to touch on was ECU coding. So you go into the service function menu right here. Let's scroll down and find ECU coding. So there you can see there it says codage ECU. So let's click on that, and that'll take us into another menu right here. Now, a lot of people don't know what ECU coding is, and you can actually change the function for lights, for different things in your vehicle. So when we go to vehicle coverage, we can see here it's got ECU coding, but only for certain vehicles. And you know what, this may expand in the future. I really don't know. Right there, you can see there's 1688 vehicles are covered. So if I go here under the manufacturer, I can take a look, and you can see it is predominantly German. So ECU coding does work on this scanner, but it is for German vehicles. Anyway, I just wanted to cover that in case anyone was curious. So what did I think of this scanner? Well, you know what? I liked it. You're getting a lot of features. You're getting, I believe it's 38 resets. You do get 2 years of free updates. You get some ECU coding, and the scanner is bidirectional with an abundance of expansion. You can really expand with this scanner with a bunch of external devices that you can attach that I discussed earlier. So anyway, that is my take on this scanner. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, anything like that, please leave them below. For now, that's it. GarageKing over and out. See you all soon.